So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he will find his man on the outside. And he gets it down to the 32.
Complete to number 84. A gain of 6 brings up 2nd and 9 at the Vikings 32-yard line.
Let's go now, let's go now, let's go now. 30 pace, let's go. 25, check 25.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw.
You ain't going nowhere.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, no, it takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Got it. 22, he's coming. 22's coming. Mike. Crunch time, defense. Kill. Hayward. Ready, go.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
And sure, you hate the end result being a sack, but my question is, why are you going play action on 3rd and long anyway? No defense is going to respect the run in that situation. They're heading straight for the quarterback.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. King now to throw again. He's got it to Ingram, complete. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. And they're left looking at 3rd and 8 after the second down pass play only went for 2. Back to throw. King. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. 12 yards there. 1st down, Vikings.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multi.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They could not contain Kenny Clark as he gets home for the sack. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Mike 50. I smell fear now.
Looking to throw. King. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on third down.
Let's make these babies proud.
King operating from the gun. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. This is taken at the 15. A big hitter that time in the punt game. 66 yards on the boot. And the Packer drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30. 14 yards, good for a Packer 1st down. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
They'll set up to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
At the 40-yard line.
So not quite a 1st down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. 2nd down and inches. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. He'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the outside.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Second and 2. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
That was a nice grab. Just couldn't get the feet down, right? You need that toe tap sequence there. Whatever size shoe he's wearing, probably need about a half size smaller to complete that one.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Looking to throw. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. So the kick from here on a field goal would have been right at 53 yards, but instead, offense out there. They're going for it. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down. Well, they deemed it 4-down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the 1st. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. These offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the second half gets underway. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Yeah, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. A big play there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Packers have taken the lead. The extra point up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one taken from the 7. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know the
hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. Rashawn Gary in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Back to throw. King. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle.
49, check 49, check 49. Watch twist, Leo, twist.
Here's King, throwing on third and long. He's going to let this one go deep. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Adrian Amos with a pick. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
Well, it's third and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
It's going to be a long day. 22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber. Check 24, check 24. Ready, go!
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's got this down to the 35. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Defense wins championships, man.
They'll look to throw here. He'll take a shot for the end zone. Touchdown, Packers! As his guys are in for 6. And that interception key as it leads to the touchdown. The fly route works for the TD grab.
And you know what the receivers love to say? If we get even with the defender, we're leaving. And that's exactly what he did, all the way into the end zone. And then he was on the business end catching it once he got over the stripe.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. Trying to set up the screen, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 18, and they will score. It's a Packer touchdown. This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 18 now. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This will be fielded at the 6. And it'll be an excellent return as he's all the way down inside the 25-yard line.
We all know the teams never want to use the word panic, but if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown, not a field goal.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Ingram again. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now. Now keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football.
Now it's Ingram. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. To throw is King. Throwing on 4th down. And this one complete to Smith. Well, they deemed it 4-down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the 1st.
Well, the field goal attempt was well in hand. They had that, but they decided to go for it anyway. Extreme confidence, it looks like.
Yeah, but I bet the defense is going to remember this one, right? They kind of rubbed their nose in it. This is Ingram. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Now King looking to throw on 2nd down. Now he's forced out left. He'll run it. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd. King now to throw on 3rd down. Open man is Hill. He's got it. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. The extra point up and good. And it makes the score 21-10. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
Set, 70 Indy.
Better bring it. You better bring it. I'm letting you know right now, you better bring it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Touchdown, Packers. A great effort there. With touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 18 now. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Rashawn Gary, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Looking to throw on second down. King. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Jair Alexander. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
His throw caught right around the 6. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Stop your whining.
He'll drop to throw. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
You and I have been around teams, and they all have goals for games, don't they? And every team we've ever talked to says what?
No turnover.
Don't turn the ball over. 0. And they were that close to getting it done. Won't cost them today, but they'll hate that when they're watching the game tape.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. King, following a fumble recovery, he'll throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Go. Motion to backfield. Motion. Go. Check. Mike Fish.
Throwing again. King. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on third down. Throwing left side, it's complete.
Here we go.
A gain of 22. Here's King on first down. This one complete to Ingram. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll make it a second down. They're giving those short little routes, tackled him in bounds, too. They're just not wanting to get beat over the top.
Yeah, and if you can't really get downfield, take the short routes. But now you got to have guys who can actually break tackles and increase those gains.
Looking to throw. King. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down. The Vikings on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This time they face a 3rd and 2. To throw is King. Off the play fake. And this is going to be incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Hey, we got Mike 50, huh? Hey, watch the
Now King throwing on 4th down. And he's got his man on the comebacker. Give him 18 there and give the Vikings a first down. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 6 there on first. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4. Escaping the pressure right. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Adrian Amos with a pick.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
They go play action here on first down. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense can crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
The Packers on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Back to throw here. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. And well done here. That one will kick out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Tight end Irv Smith, the intended receiver, but it's going to be 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They toss to Ingram. 2nd down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the third down stop. Back to throw. King gets this one to Hill. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down.
Coming to you, coming to you.
King now to throw on second down. He's going to let, and now here is another interception. Picked off near the 34. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Lucky. Quarterback, go get it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game.
Here we go. 60 outlaw. I'm coming up to you. I'm coming up to you. Ready, go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. And he gets this away, angled for the sideline with a lock behind it. Wow. Excellent placement, and off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determined that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. So, what do they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how do they figure that out? You know that stuff. You're the smart guy.
No, that's you, partner.
Y'all playing the wrong football. Back. Turn. Out.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. They're inching closer and closer here to the wrong goal line.
When you're backed up like that, all you're trying to do is make sure you don't give up a big play, right? You don't miss an assignment that really gets you into more trouble.
After the penalty, it's Ingram. And he'll get him a little space here up to the 5-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. It'll be 2nd down. King looking to throw on 2nd down. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. Here's King. From the gun, he'll throw. Oh, that is going to be a safety. Well, this defense has been smothering all game long. Why not give them 2 more points here in the closing minutes?
Well, they've certainly earned it. They've gotten the better of this offensive line for 4 quarters, and this sack here will just be a little icing on the cake.
This is brought in at the 21.
Let's go. Let's do this.
So it's all over. A Green Bay victory, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense